Now, a four-member panel led by Chief Justice Mandisa Maya completed the interview process today to fill 3 vacant commissioner positions for the Independent Electoral Commission. The panel will then make a recommendation to the National Assembly. Appointment as a commissioner requires recommendation by members of Parliament through a resolution adopted by a majority of its members. President Cyril Ramaphosa has the final say. Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo joins us now in studio for an update. Take us perhaps back to yesterday, which was day one, how those interviews went.
Indeed, for you, yesterday, a majority of the individuals that were interviewed by this panel led by the Chief Justice are individuals that have worked within the IEC. The current chairperson of the IEC, Mosotho Moepia, was one of those individuals. The former general manager of the IEC, Grenville Abrams, also was part of those individuals that were interviewed by this panel. So they have this intricate knowledge of that entity and how it functions. So it stands them in a good advantage as they try and fill up these positions. We know that Mosotho Moepia was actually appointed by the president in 2022 to be the chairperson of the IEC. But he was also appointed by the president in 2018 to be the commissioner as well. So that term as the commissioner of the IEC is coming to an end, meaning that his chairpersonship is also coming to an end. So the IEC going into next year's local government elections does not have a head, and it finds itself in a tough position given the challenges that they faced during last year's national and provincial elections. The failure of the VDM machines, the voter management devices. There were also challenges when it comes to their own staff leaking some of the lists from the ANC and the MK party. So this is an organization that needs to be stabilized by bringing in some of these commissioners. We also saw some of the Judge Daya Pillay, who has also worked within the IEC. She's also interviewing again to be a commissioner within that position of the IEC as well.
I see there the public protector is also part of that panel. But what are they looking for exactly?
Indeed, they are looking for someone who's a South African citizen, first of all, because to be a commissioner, you have to be a South African citizen, but someone who's also not worked in any of the political parties or held a senior position in any of the political parties. They want someone who is not biased in doing their work, because they have to oversee the electoral process of South Africa, make sure that that electoral process is free and fair. So the people that have already worked within the IEC, it gives them an advantage because they know those systems, they know how to run the elections, especially so close to the local government elections. So that's what that panel is basically looking for. But we are yet to see, because there were some strong individuals that were not part of the IEC. Today, we saw Sibongile Sigodi. She is an advisor to a former advisor to the president. She also worked with the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So someone who's had a lot of experience within the civil service, but held a lot of senior positions, even in government as well as local government as well. So quite a lot of strong candidates. In total, there were about 10 candidates that were interviewed for these 3 vacant positions.
And of course, the panel consists of leaders of Chapter 9 institutions to give it a bit of that dignity, and I suppose. So day 2 done and dusted. When are we expecting these people or the panel to make their recommendations?
Indeed, today was the last day. 3 candidates were interviewed. So once that process was completed, we did see the chairperson of that committee, as well as these Chapter 9 leaders, basically convening behind closed doors to try and sift through those 10 candidates. We do expect that later today they are going to announce the 3 names that they are going to send to the National Assembly. The National Assembly is also going to give input. So that's where some of the discussions might be interesting, especially coming to individuals such as Judge Daya Pillay. We know that the Umkhonto weSizwe party during last year's elections basically challenged the fact that she was in charge of some of these processes, especially having given that that warrant of arrest for former President Jacob Zuma, who is now the leader of Umkhonto weSizwe party. So the MK party is expected, amongst all the other parties, as the official opposition, to then give input before the president then makes the final recommendation.
shall see. Juniour Khumalo, who's been tracking that story for us, spent the past couple of days following those interviews there. As you heard, we will hear what the panel is going to recommend to Parliament, but as Juniour was saying, the President is going to have the final say.